Another absolutely pristine day, 90-degree day, and we are back up here testing the Callaway Supersoft Max ball again. I played a bunch of rounds with that this year. I did a review on it earlier in the season. If you haven't checked it out, that was back in May, and the game was a little shaky then for sure. It's coming along now, and I do feel like there are some real tangible benefits about this ball. So I want to play a full 18-hole round where I only hit this ball. I don't really ever do that because I feel like it gives me a bit of security off the tee. It does feel like it's slightly easier to hit, easier to get up in the air, not make a mistake with it. We're gonna play a full, every single shot is gonna be with these balls today, and we'll do like a second review of them. We'll see how it goes now that it's dead summer, 90 degrees, see if there's anything noticeable. Let's get to it. That was perfect, dead straight, right down the center. Another thing I love about this ball is it gives me a shot of confidence in the arm here, knowing exactly where that ball is going to be as I'm approaching it. It's extremely easy to find, probably because it's bigger, but also because it's yellow. I've never tried the white one, so maybe I would feel differently about that, but I don't know. I love the fact that it's slightly bigger. It's just like, it kind of gives me a little bit of a confidence thing. I was talking to somebody about this with, like, you know, sleep stuff, and I was like, yeah, I feel like mostly that's mostly placebo. And the guy's response was, yeah, but that's all I really need, man. I just need to feel like I'm confident in getting to sleep, and I'm gonna be able to get to sleep. And I'm like, huh, you know, that sounds a lot like what this ball is doing for me here. This was dead straight, just short, still don't hit it very far. So one of the critiques of this ball is that you do lose some distance. I don't know for sure because of how inconsistently I was hitting it earlier in the season, but this seems like just as much as I would have expected. The drive was pretty good, so it's a shame because it tells me 2 good shots. I'll never make a green in regulation here, but still very good contact. Love the way the ball launches, love the way it feels off the face. I feel like confidence is king, man, and this ball really does give it to me. Bogey on the first, pretty good. I've been making double there because my shots kept being errant. I switched back to this ball. It's a lot easier to control too. Like, I feel like if I hit a big fade or, you know, any other bad shot, the ball does work a little less, unlike some of the other balls that we've tried. Like, I think that's like 7 times playing this hole in a row where I hit this into the woods. I swear I'm like just doing it on purpose now. Like I don't know what's going on, but we're gonna have to drop yet again and hopefully try to, it's like usually it's a fight for double now at this point. Seven, that's supposed to be like a par hole, honestly, or maybe even a bogey at most, but it's just killing my cards, man. I can't score up here anymore. Every single time I hit a ball into the trees there, so I've lost probably a dozen balls there just over the last 2-3 weeks. Just on the front, probably bounced in this rough here and got on, so that means I hit it really well from that tee box location. It's kind of in the middle of the box, usually has to be hit perfectly, and I think it was. Let's see the birdie putt. All right, very good. So somebody asked about on the last video about lipping out. You know, I haven't really seen that, but it does make sense because the ball barely fits in the cart holder. That's another thing somebody said, that does not fit in their cart holder. Mine fits perfectly, but funny story. You know those like ball washers, the things you pull up and you put the ball in and then they submerge in the water and get brushed around? It does not fit in that. I tried to do that with this ball at a different course and it does not work. So yeah, it's definitely bigger. If anybody's still on the fence about that, it's certainly bigger, but I don't know how much bigger and how much it matters. Yeah, I had about 125 to the flag, but I had a tree blocking me, so wanted to make sure I lifted it up as fast as possible. Thought that that shot might require a light 8-iron. My 9-iron is about like 120-ish, but I figured I'd hit the 9 anyway just to make sure it cleared the tree. And I don't really know where it landed, but yeah, it must have rolled all the way back here. This is really far. Yes, birdie boys. That's so nice, man. I never make birdies on these holes. I know par 5s you're supposed to capitalize, but I do not hit the ball very far. Well, we're hitting for the cycle so far. We got a bogey, we got a par, we got a triple, we got a birdie. So we're gonna get a double, I'm sure, at some point. And that one was fading just a bit too much, I guess. I can't find it. I'm 90% sure it hit into this tree, but I've looked all around it. I don't see it. So maybe it came through and it's in those weeds. I guess we're gonna have to take a drop. So unfortunately, can't salvage the hole here. Oh my God. Well, another one in the woods. I lost 2 balls this hole. This is going to be probably taking the max, but we'll try to finish it out. Drop 5, hit 6. Not like that, but maybe roll. The driver was like not, I should not have lost that ball. And I hate taking a penalty stroke there because that's not a lost ball. That should not be a stroke there. I didn't lose that ball. That's just either caught up in that tree somewhere or something weird happened. That shot though, hit it too far left. It would have been the number. Like honestly, if that hit the green, that would have been probably a little long, but just hit it too far left. A little scared of the tree again and ended up in the woods there. So really unfortunate after making the birdie. Another thing, my glove is soaked. I think should I throw it out? It's like absolutely wet from sweat. Okay, that's one that I get gifted by the ball. I hit it very, very thin, but the ball still gets up in the air. I've had this a lot now. Originally in the first video, I was like kind of on the fence about if it's true or not. It is definitely true. That same shot, I could feel it. It kind of like stings your wrist a bit. Hit it super thin and it gets up in the air and it still goes really far. So at least 3 or 4 of those I've had in the last few rounds with these balls. Very noticeable. It looks like a real shot when you do that. It's like, oh, okay, you just kind of hit a really low shot. Not bad. Lip out, I don't know, maybe, but what about holding the greens? Another thing we talked about in the last video. I'm not sure about it. I don't hit the chips particularly well. Like I feel like I never put it exactly where I want. You know, I can't know for sure that it's holding the green or I'm just hitting it with no spin or something. Like people say, like, you know, some rough you won't get any spin, so it'll roll more. I don't know. So personally though, if I had to place a wager, I would say that these balls do not hold the greens very well. They do not have a lot of backspin on them, and that is a downside, especially from the regular Supersoft, which I've had really good spin with. We're on the wrong hole. Kind of pulled it big time. Slashed the ground, I think. Probably hands a little too low. That's not gonna get there. Oh, I rolled it. Actually, perfect. Wow. Nice. Nope. Very satisfied with bogey, considering first and second shot were that bad. It's a short hole. Definitely should be making pars there, but it's fine. Let's keep moving. No. Jesus Christ. Absolutely battling for these bogeys, but that was a good one. Another good putt. I kind of hit the I guess the wedge was wide open or something. Hit it like probably like 30 feet right of where I was trying to aim it. Okay, not the furthest drive ever hit, not by me either, but it was perfect, dead straight. Just needed to choke up, take a little off, make sure we hit this fairway at least. Oh my God, what am I even doing? No. Another really thin one. It's really disappointing, man. I thought I lost it too, but thankfully, oh my God, I would have literally cried, I think. Okay, here we go, second chance. Just gotta get it on that front portion of the green. Now go. Down the ridge, down the ridge, down the ridge. Yes. That is perfect. Yes. I couldn't have done it better. I got a lot lucky, obviously. It landed kind of just, there's this giant tier here, if you've never seen this somehow. Landed right here, and then it comes, literally just got to the ridge. I mean, I think it probably might have stopped if we had any wind, and it landed just short. Oh, this is good. So good chance to make bogey here. Yes, yes. I'm pretty excited about a bogey, man. I'll tell you what, that third shot was garbage. I don't know. It's been a while since I've done something like that. That was just like a straight blade with a wedge. I was trying to take like something massively off my approach wedge at like 68 yards. A little bit longer than I'm comfortable hitting a sandwich. I hate taking a full shot with sandwich, man. But yeah, it just didn't work out. Choked up way too much. I guess the club was just too short. Just kind of hit the top of the ball and went flying. Almost in that bush. Thank God. I was so upset. I thought I was gonna lose this ball. Okay, that's basically up there with the best I've played the front nine this whole season. I know we had 2 triples, which is obviously extremely bad, but we had no other doubles. We even had a birdie and 1 par, so that was very, very good. I don't know what the score is. I don't like to calculate it now, but I've been playing the back nine much better than the front nine too. So this could be the start of something big. We're probably just gonna take hybrid here. We're a little bit further up, and of course with the heat, everything's rolling, so we don't want to end up in that pond. A little too scared of the lake. Probably should have hit the driver and just choked up on it or something, but okay, that's pretty good actually, right there. Easy to find. Love this ball. I'm telling you, that's my favorite thing about this ball. I come down literally as I'm driving over this hill. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's like a big drop off. I come down and I immediately see the ball, and that is just so confidence inspiring because it's so taxing to have to be constantly looking for balls. Obviously, if I hit it in there, it wouldn't have helped, but yeah, this is perfect. I didn't actually hit it that well, so I got lucky on that regard. But I also want to tell you, I've been, for these side hill lies, I've been really widening my stance, like really trying to get a good sense of establishment on the earth here. And I think it's helped a lot. There's a lot of side hill lies up here, and I've been making way better contact. I feel like I'm putting a lot more pressure on my upper body though. Like I hit that shot on my shoulder, kind of felt like it took the brunt of it. But yeah, it's better than missing the ball or something like that, I guess. So yeah, look at this. It's a Pro V. Titleist 1 Pro V. Trapped under ice. It's really been there all summer. Okay, I ended up pulling it pretty hard, so didn't really go anywhere near as far as I needed to. Not good at all. We still have a really full shot in here. Okay, that's funny. I ended up hitting it super long. Kind of crazy how one good chip solves all the problems, man. That was trending like double at least, if not triple, and I got lucky with that 7-iron. It could have been long. It could have been another one that would have been in long weeds here. Oh wow, look at this. He knew I brought the good balls, man. He knew I got to get a test here. If we're gonna make a good number, we're gonna need a little luck on this one. This is a tough shot from back here. It's so downhill, but you really have to hit it straight as an arrow, because from back here, if you're offline at all, it's pretty much gone. Wow. 145 from back there, and this is a very tough shot. I actually hit it pretty well. It was a bit on the outside of the club, but if you see those kind of dead trees down there, it actually hit the top of one of them. Very surprised, but I cannot find it. I don't hit like literally the top of those branches, so it's got to be here somewhere, but it's just not in the playable area, it seems. I could probably keep looking, but it's funny, I found another one buried, an actual regular Supersoft, a lime green one. So oh my god. Okay. That's another triple, man. We have 3 triples on the card now. This is very strange. I haven't had a triple more than one in a long time, but the rest of the card is really good. Just off the green to the right, landed on the fringe and bounced off. I'll tell you, this is the time when the heat starts getting to me. 13 or 14 holes in, that's like, oh man. And especially because now it's pretty late in the afternoon. So it's actually longer than I thought. Must have bounced off the back then, so I hit it too far. Had about 101 to the flag, so I hit it probably about like 105. Yes, wow, okay. I can't believe that went in. I didn't think I got it anywhere close to the hole, but it kept rolling and rolling and rolling, and then took one last roll at the last minute to save the par there. This is a crazy card, I'm not gonna lie about it. 3 triples. This is pretty solid. This is really something else. flirted again, pulling it to the left, but ended up taking a huge bounce off this ridge and pretty much pin high, so hit really well, just pulled again. It's gonna hit the flag. Ugh. Way by it. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to. Okay, a little update here. I want to hit driver here, but I just can't. There's no way I can get a tee in the ground there. It's just way too, it's like rock hard over there. So gonna have to hit hybrid or an iron or something up front. Feels a bit like cheating, honestly, but I don't know what to tell you. I can hit driver off the deck, obviously, and I can't get a tee on the ground. Try like 5 minutes, can't do it. A couple near misses. Bogeys are not what you want on those holes, but I'm satisfied. For now though, I'm going to take a little rest. It's really hot and this guy behind me is playing quite fast. He's like really on my tail, so kind of loop behind and let him pass. I'll just hang out here in the woods for a bit, man. It is nice. This is probably one of my favorite things about this course is there's 2 or 3 spots on the course that you can just really just relax in the shade and feel like you're actually in nature and not just on a golf course. But in terms of the golf ball itself, I have to say I'm absolutely in love with it. I have after today I've decided that I'm gonna start playing this a lot more. I don't really feel like I want to play it on every single shot. I feel like it's not the best off irons. The thing it's most noticeable for is the driver. It's so nice off long clubs. The longer the shot, the better the results are usually for this ball. I feel like it gets up quicker, goes straighter. So I'm very satisfied with that. Off irons, it's a bit heavy. It does feel like I do lose some distance when I hit irons, and I just really like the TP5s. Hopefully you've seen that. I bought an absolute metric ton of those. I want to hit those too, but yeah, this is probably going to be any par 4 or par 5 that I play from now on. I'll probably be hitting one of these, and I hope that they'll continue to make them because they're really nice. I know they're effectively the same thing as the Magna, but I don't know how long they actually made those for. I don't know if it was just like 1 year or 2 years or something, but I really like them, and I would encourage you guys, if you guys feel like you're in a bit of a mental battle at times with golf, this ball really clears my head. It makes me feel like, okay, well, no matter what, I'm going to get a better launch. I'm not going to have to hit the ball perfect. It doesn't have to be hit perfectly straight either. It will mostly stay on line. And I wonder, you know, what the actual biggest golf ball that would be legal could be, because obviously this ball is just, you know, a little bit bigger, and apparently it's still conforming to the rules of golf, but I wonder how big you can get before it stops. And I wonder if there's like diminishing returns, like if the ball is so big, then maybe start going the other direction with it, you know. But for now, very satisfied. Let's see how the last few holes play out here. I accidentally filled in the wrong box on the scorecard. I put the hole I'm about to play with a bogey. I've been doing this a fair amount. Hit the plastic part of the driver right there, kind of right on the heel. But it was really good contact and pretty straight, so I don't know, it feels like the club's gonna break when I do that. But I guess that's exacerbated by the bigger golf ball. Oh, come on. This is another hole. I literally, every single time I play this hole, I always hit it into the trees to the right with the second shot. I guess it's just something in my head and I'm just kind of forcing my body to do it, but I cannot hit a ball to the left. The problem is I know that if I go too far left, it's gonna run all the way down into OB effectively. So this is the safer play, but I'm sick of seeing it. We did get lucky though. Must have bounced out. The thing is, it's kind of slopey, so as long as it doesn't get actually stuck in trees, it'll run down. But I've had this shot before. This guy's in the way. I feel like there's a little bit of an angle that we can get through, but it's so short. I feel like I'm gonna have to go over the tree. It did just that. Wow. Hit it right up through the kind of middle here. It did hit the tree, but went far enough. Bounced just once short of the green, and it is stiff. Well, we didn't make bogey. We made par instead. So, God, that was a really, I mean, look at that. How do you get through that? That is so lucky. Had some really lucky shots today. It's kind of nuts. If I just didn't have all these triples, this would probably be our best round of the year. First ball was terrible. That was going to be a little faster. I should have realized it was up the hill. Okay, another one a little thin. I'll tell you, it really doesn't feel great off the irons. I've been hitting the TP5, and God, does that feel so good when you make good contact with the iron. This ball feels quite heavy off the irons. Feels great off the longer clubs, hybrid driver, but 7-iron there doesn't feel great. It's on the green though. It's all that matters. Birdie putt was better than I thought it was going to be. I thought I saw a double break there. These greens don't really break that much. Just hit it straight, see what happens. Absolutely bombed that one. This is a really nice shot in, among the closest we've had. This is going to be the last time I get to play golf for a while. Coming up 4th of July, that's on a Monday, and then a lot of stuff going on with WOW, so I won't really be able to come out as much as I would have liked. So I just want to talk a little bit about something that I don't want to forget. All right, so I've been making good contact with the ball, and I believe that is because I have been keeping my hand and whole arm basically lower and closer to my body, more in the middle of my stance. Before, I was making a lot of forward press, I guess, with the lead arm, trying to get my hands through the ball first, kind of taking a cheat sheet for it. And I think that was what was causing a lot of the shanks that I was having. I was literally constantly shanking the ball. Probably like 20% of the iron strikes during a round would be a shank. And I was still able to shoot in the mid 90s with that. So I kind of got used to it. But I think that's why, and I've been changing some things up. It's working really well. It feels a lot more comfortable, but it's the same thing as before. I want to keep the arm stiff and take it back until it's basically facing the ground, you know, like it's parallel to the ground, and then full follow through, and we make really good contact. And I'm just trying to keep my wrists as stiff as I can through it. I know that's not a good tip for people. Typically you want to kind of let your wrist bend, but I don't really feel like I need to worry about that right now. I'm just trying to make good contact every time, hit it straight, and I have been doing that. So that's it. Just keep them hands lower, keep it a little bit closer to the center of your stance. Don't try to push it forward. If I see my left hand too close to my left foot, we have a problem. Should have made the par there, but very good altogether. I feel like I'm really playing well, and I have to say I'm thanking the ball for a lot of that. It's giving me a lot of confidence, even if it's just finding it easier. That's probably the thing I like the most. So I was happy to come back to this. I feel like there's very, very few people who actually do follow-up reviews, especially these big guys. They're probably getting paid once is enough for them. I'm actually playing this ball a lot, so yeah, stay tuned. We'll probably talk more about this ball in the future, but for now, I would really recommend it. If you're having trouble, you know, if you're having trouble making consistent contact and getting it up in the air the way you want, this ball will absolutely help with that. I'm confident in that now. I don't feel like it's placebo or anything. It's definitely launching higher. It's definitely launching easier, and it just feels better. Like that second shot back there on 18, I felt like the face was open a bit. It should have probably faded a fair amount, and it just kind of went dead straight, and I have to imagine that's the ball. So thanks for watching. Make sure you guys check out the description. There's a spreadsheet with every single card. This one's going to be in there, and it's going to be one of the best in a long time. Certainly better than the first time we did the review.